Why was my asylum seeker permit blocked when I tried to renew it? The short answer: unless Home Affairs gave you a letter rejecting your application on the basis of it being manifestly unfounded, or abusive or fraudulent, this was likely a mistake. The whole question: I recently applied for an accompanying spouse visa using my asylum seeker permit. I previously applied and was accepted for a waiver to apply from within South Africa. Later on, I renewed my asylum seeker documents online and was told to collect them at Marabastad DHA. But when I got there, they told me my permit was blocked and the system would not let me renew it. Why would this happen? And will it affect my accompanying spouse visa? The long answer: as you applied for and received a waiver to make the application for the accompanying spouse visa from inside South Africa, that cannot be where the problem lies. And besides, the Constitutional Court confirmed in 2019, in the case of Ahmed versus Minister of Home Affairs, that asylum seekers must be allowed to apply for visas or permits under the Immigration Act. And if they meet the requirements of that act, they must be granted the visa or permit. Section 31(2)(c) of the Immigration Act provides that an applicant may apply to the Minister for an exemption from any prescribed requirement for the issuance of a visa or permit. In terms of renewing your asylum permit, the online renewal process can have three possible outcomes, says the Scalabrini Center. A PDF visa. If the request has been filled in correctly and complies with all the requirements, the department will evaluate the request, and if successful, will email a valid visa to the client that they can print and use as a new and valid asylum seeker and refugee permit. The visa will be encrypted, a letter requesting additional information. If the request is incomplete, an email will be sent back to the requester asking for additional information to be sent to the department via email. The request will not be processed until all information and documents are submitted. A letter requesting you to appear in person at a refugee reception office, RRO, if the EIR request cannot be processed online and requires that the requester to appear in person at an RRO. A letter stating this will be sent. This letter will provide such person with the office name, date and time of their appointment. So, it seems that you got the third outcome when you were asked to go in person to the Marabastad RRO. If you had already had a second interview with the Refugee Status Determination Officer, RSDO, Home Affairs could have come to a decision about granting you refugee status or not, and in that case, they would be obliged to give you a letter stating their decision, and if they had decided against granting you refugee status, the reasons for it. You could ask SA Migration for advice and assistance,